Okay, so we're going to look at the C shape going to the E shape. The C shape, the entire shape just goes to the 6 or the A, and it has its own little missing fret there. And that missing fret's between the big C pattern and the big E pattern. I was just showing how with the short patterns, okay, between the E pattern here and the C pattern here, these are short patterns. And by the way, these aren't corresponding to the labels. These are like the cage ones that aren't shown until we're over here or something, you know, way over here. Here's the real missing fret. Remember, missing fret is always in between the C shape and the E shape, no matter what the key. No matter what the key. And remember, the missing fret is the magic fret for the tritone key. So in the key of C, the missing fret is the magic fret for the tritone key of C. Something like that. Just to show you that there's two sides to every story. You know, I mean, there's nothing special about this key of C, but it is. The key of C is all the ivories. Okay, the tritone key, it's pentatonic, is all the accidentals. So there's nothing more to look at there. It's just a perfect, you know, it's kind of a perfect world there. You know, there's good relationships, and so it's important to realize that this is the missing fret for the key of C here in the long pattern. All right. Now we can even look at it when we play this D in this E shape here. If we're going to do the pentatonics, the E shape here is going to be 5 6 7 2 3 5. This is pentatonic, 6 7 root 2 5 6. See, it doesn't include that 4. That 4 is only included in the D shape. Let's look at the D shape, 5 6 root 2 4 5 6 7 2 4. Okay, there we go. It is included there. So that's really not even a missing fret there, although it is, because it's between a C and an E. But because we're going to be using this pentatonic D shape here, this is the actual calendar card here for the C shape. So there's no river in between. It dried up. So this is it, between the C and the E shape. Got perfect borderline neighbors there. Why? Because this 4 is the 4 from the D. Now remember, you can only play the pentatonic of the D and the E, which is the 4th and the 5th of the next shape up. The 4th shape and the 5th shape. So in Tri-Pentatonics here that I kind of invented, say Tri-Pentatonics, you got the C shape, 4th of C is F, which is the E shape. So C shape, 4th of C is F, but we do the diminished 4th to get the E shape. Let's look at that for a second. Okay, so rather than lose my place here, we're going to look at these circles here. Okay, this is caged, C-A-G-E-D. We're not looking at caged unless you want to look at every other letter. So C going to G would be, every other letter would be C going to G here, G goes to E here, E goes to A here, A goes to D here, D goes to G here, and G goes to C, the 4th. All right, so that kind of goes in 4ths, doesn't it? G goes to C there. But this is actually in 5ths, so 5th of C is G, 5th of G is D, 5th of D is A, 5th of A is E, 5th of E is the augmented C right there, and then again. So over here, this is what we're looking at, the string-shaped circle in 5ths. All right, so C goes to G, goes to D, goes to A, goes to E. That's what I wanted to show you right there. And by the way, with the string shapes, the new labels, they actually go in an increasing pentatonic scale. So if you know what an S2C is, you know an S3 is going to be a D, because it's going in pentatonic scale, C, D, E, G, A, starting from A. That's a little memory aid. It just shows you that things work. Anything that works like that, I like to bring it out and give it a circle of string shaped patterns. So remember, these string shaped patterns are what? What are those string shaped patterns right here? The S1A, the S2C. Notice we're counting A, C, and pentatonic. A, C, S3D, S4E, and S5G. Okay? So that makes some sense. So we were looking at these patterns here. So these are pretty far apart. Starting from the C shape here, in my guitar, it would be almost good to start from the E shape, but we're not going to be able to play this. But the whole reason of this long patterns is to be able to play from the fretnet. My fretnet's on the key of C. Unpat myself on the back there. So here it is. Now that is a C right there. That's a root right there. And we're in the E box now, so we're not talking about that F there anymore. Although there's one just in case we forgot. Now we go. That's the diatonic or the pentatonic in the long E. Notice I had to finish that practically in a D diatonic. So it's going to be the D here. We're going to do the diatonic there. We can do that diatonic on that D. So where we can do this, we can do the diatonic on the D. Alright, so it's short diatonic or D, or we can do the G and the A pentatonic. Now the G shape pentatonic from the D shape. Here's the D, here's the G, here's the A. I can't even get it, right? I'm using like just my little fingernail just to get that. I've got this little point on it. It's like a point-to-point thing here. But anyway, that's the shapes we're going to be using there. So it would be like I said, we played that D diatonic. Now the fourth, we're only going to play the pentatonic. So that would be G shape. So if we start the root from down here, it's a little easier. So we go. I wanted to get the whole thing. And then we go to the G shape. Can play one of those little G7s down here. It's okay because it's the fifth. Now that's going to be an A-shaped pentatonic. Whoa, got caught in between two strings there. So that's that shape. Now the next, so that's what we can do with the long. We can play the long, but you have to play, if you're going to play the next pentatonic up, you have to play the next cage shape up. You have to play only the pentatonics of the fourth and the fifth of that shape. So the E shape,